So if you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I have a Terraria class series where I explore various mods that have added their own custom classes into the game. From the clicker class to the bard class and so much more, I've had my fair share of experiencing new Terraria classes. But there's one class I never dared to try. Not because it didn't look interesting or boring, in fact this class seemed to be the most well-developed of all. And it's actually the class that I would love to make a video on the most. So why Adrian? Why do all of these classes and not this one? And well, the answer to that question is that this class is the definition of pure mania. Yes! Welcome to the rogue class from the calamity mod, hands down the craziest class playthrough I have ever done. And so the question is, can I beat not only Terraria but also the entire calamity mod with the rogue class, or will I end up just losing my sanity? Please don't let that be my downfall. Please don't let that be my downfall. Yeah, because there's a million projectiles. Why did he go all the way down? Well, stay tuned to find out. Of course, the first thing I did was spawn in a new world set in master mode Revengeance. I went ahead and opened up my juicy calamity starter bag and got my introductory rogue weapon, which was a couple of bricks. Slow, heavy, but did the trick, I suppose. And then immediately I lost my pickaxe. Yep, I threw it away. What a pro gamer moment. I was also too lazy to make a new character, so I just walked around with this and just I hoped for bombs. But while mining, we actually got lucky. On our first chest, we got Hermes boots. What the fuck? Now, if that's not a blessing for a good run, then I don't know what is. Unless it's a curse, because I just used all of my good luck in one go. But like I said, until I get a new pickaxe, I gotta use bombs. After a while of mining, I was able to get a new rogue weapon. Oh, an Iron Francisca. More damage for a short time when initially cool. I already wasted one. So at this point in the playthrough, I'm feeling pretty good, you know. Good damage. We already got Hermes boots. Ugh. So now we explored in the desert. Like I said, we're feeling confident. And then immediately things went bad. Yep, things already went horribly wrong. Let me explain. So I started killing some wolfram enemies and I crafted these wolfram knives, which were actually really cool. You could throw them really fast and they had this absorption ability, which would bring the knives back to you. But the problem was, you see, master mode, if you didn't know, increases the health of these enemies for an insane amount. The trade-off is, yes, you get an extra accessory slot. But the thing is, in Revengeance mode, after you beat the Moon Lord, you actually get an item called the Celestial Onion, which gives you another slot. But that actually doesn't work if you play on master mode. So what I'm trying to say is, we might be fucked. Anyway, let's just pretend that doesn't happen and go ahead and make our first armor set, the Snow Ruffian armor set. I looked on the Wikipedia and I thought that I only need snow and ice. But guess what? I was wrong. I was looking at the wrong Wikipedia. I actually needed Snowflake's fur. Now here's the problem. I'm currently playing on 1.4.3 and while recording this video, Calamity released 1.4.4 support. So yeah, anyway, what that means is that I have to farm snowflakes on stone blocks in the snow biome. So I explored the snow biome for a decent amount, max out our HP, and I know guys, not much roguing around. I know, but I promise you we will get there soon. I went ahead and built a mini snow village to hopefully get a snow pylon soon as hell. And I could not get any fur. After 3 solid minutes of farming, no fur. And I gave up. Wow, Adrian, giving up this early in the playthrough? That's kind of disappointing. I'm joking with you. I actually just had a change in plans. I decided to craft a new weapon in order to help with this farming. The Crystalline, requiring fallen stars and diamonds. It only took me a millennia to find the diamonds because they're more rare than Minecraft diamonds. But in this process, I also crafted myself a grappling hook. So currently we have mobility, health, decent DPS. We are in a good spot. All of this preparation just to farm some snow flinxes? Oh, that's not worrying at all. When I finally had all of the flinx fur that I poached off of these delicious monsters, I went ahead and crafted the Snow Ruffian armor set. Snow Ruffian mask, Snow Ruffian greaves, and the Snow Ruffian chestplate. Bing, bing, bong. And with the obtaining of our first rogue armor set, I can finally explain the rogue class's unique mechanic. Stealth. Stealth is a mechanic where basically, if you don't attack for a little bit, you charge up your weapon for a little bit more damage and a potentially new attack. The alternate attack could be like an extra projectile, life stealing, whatever, and unfortunately in pre-hard mode, it doesn't really do much. But although I don't use it in pre-hard mode, it does become essential in some future boss fights. But anyway, let's test out our new armor set on the slime rain, baby. Yo, dog, what is going on? What do you mean the blood moon is rising? Oh my gosh. Master Revengeance mode, King Slime. It shouldn't be too hard if I could see him. So how's our DPS going on right now, Adrian? Can we get a status update? Well, oh my god, it's like we're tickling this guy's armpit. Okay, truth be told, this fight was actually super duper easy. I mean, we have muscle memory, we got a really fast class, we're doing fine. Yeah, the rogue class is doing pretty good. We even killed the king slime during a blood moon. That has to get extra bonus points. With the death of the king slime, the next boss was going to be the calamity wormy boy. I know you guys know what this boss is, the desert pocket pussy himself. This master pass is the question, but today it's, can we defeat this worm without suffering life-crippling injuries? And the answer to that is, I don't know. I gathered the ingredients to craft its summon item and put together a makeshift arena arena in this barren wasteland. And then we began this dusty showdown. Oh my god, we're actually so close to beating it first try. What? There's no way that we're gonna... That's okay. My therapist told me that I should breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. I decided to resort to a quick but effective solution at this point in the game. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Drugs. Yes, the nasty chola, yes! And bam, easy fight. Not even a drip of tantalizing sweat. Now this is where we start roguing it up, dare I say. Now since this is a large modded playthrough and especially a long one, I went ahead and crafted my storage system with the magic storage system mod. I'll play a little montage in the background, but this is gonna give us the space, tools, and patience to master this class because holy crap, there's a lot of gear that we need to get. After defeating the desert pocket pussy, our goal was to make a trip to the sunken sea under the desert. Yeah, we're gonna have to make a journey there, just like Elsa in Frozen 2. Let it go. Let it... Now don't be fooled, my friends. It looks like a beautiful atmospheric biome, but everything here is blind and will kill you if provoked. I'm kind of into that. By the way, we're here to free the Sea King from the giant clan mini boss. It went a little something like this, that, and bat. There we go. With the acquisition of some new weapons, we also needed some new armor. Luckily for us, we can acquire it at the sea. Oh, not the sunken sea, silly. And also not the regular Terraria sea. Instead, we made a trip to the sulfuric sea, a place teeming with acid and, dare I say, exotic fish. We needed some scales from this biome, but turns out they only drop after you defeat the Eye of Cthulhu, and I realized this after making the 30-kilometer hike to the ocean. Fine. Let's go back. I went to sleep to farm for lenses, and I get this. I think we're over-prepared for this fight, I'm not gonna lie. Let me throw some clams on you. Okay, this is so easy. Sheesh. Ew, it's so ugly. It actually looks really cool. Ow, ow, ow. It's almost dead. Come on. There we go. So do I get access to acid rain now? Oh, it's raining right now. Do you think it's acid rain at the sea? With the death of the Eye of Cthulhu, my confidence in the rogue class was slowly rising. This eventually triggered an acid rain event, meaning we could finally upgrade our gear for our class. The problem is we gotta farm these acidic, sulfuric enemies for these materials, which wouldn't be so bad. But here's the thing. These enemies were like the equivalent of spoiled mayonnaise in your delicious BLT. It's not noticeable. It's not even plentiful. It's just pungent. Pungent with poison. These acid rain enemies included a flying boomerang fish called skyfins. These things dive at you like they have no regard to the gravitational constant of 9.8 meters per second squared. And then, let me introduce you to the fucking frogs. Holy fuck. These bad boys explode. If you get too close, they cancel their drop and you gotta do it again, prolonging this stupid grind. But when I finally gathered all the materials we needed, we retreat back to our odorless and clean base and craft our new armor set. Legs, helmet, yes, and titties. The sulfurous armor. Boom, bam, bomb. Yes. I'm so ugly. What do I get? First of all, let's see our flat damage increase. So our rogue bonus is 63 damage. Now it's 78. We have 20 more stealth. Attacking and being attacked by enemies inflict poison. The next boss, well, it's Crabulon, meaning we gotta go find a mushroom biome. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, you know the drill. At this point, we're pretty well off with armor, DPS, and whatnot. So I went ahead and built an arena and fought Crabulon. There were some nice rogue items that I remember Crabulon having, and with my confidence at a rolling high, I just ran straight into the fight. We're roguing it up, baby girl. Mushroom. I probably shouldn't mind this. Oh, no, no, no. All right, damage with this weapon's eye by my Scourge of the Desert. A little better. It's also getting rid of the shrooms that... Let me get my stealth strike on. Can't tell if that did a lot of damage, if it was even worth it. Ah! Feel my wrath! It didn't really do much. No, 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 no. Okay, 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 okay. Ooh. After the fight with Crabulon, I knew that something was awry. I mean, we're not really dying as much. Whoa, Adrian, how is that a complaint? That's not a complaint. Don't take that to HR. What's wrong with not dying that much? Well, it just made me wonder that I just have the difficulty wrong. Is this really truly master mode, revengeance mode? Maybe I should turn it to death mode, or maybe I should turn it to infernum. I don't know. I'm just gonna, whatever. I shook this feeling off and I started building my ocean village. I then crafted another modded armor set called the Victide armor set, which I ultimately decided that I didn't need as the set bonus wasn't preferable to the current armor set that I had. So off to the Brain of Cthulhu already. I know this is weird. We're progressing really fast. You know, maybe I had nothing to be worried about. Anyway, I ran into the Crimson and I found this delicious chest. I went ahead and did the usual routine, made an arena and killed the Brain of Cthulhu easy peasy. Nothing much changed in this new mode, but yeah, definitely something is off. Not sure what it is, but this is a little too easy and my ego is definitely feeding into it, but whatever. And as I said this, little did I know I would take this thought back immediately. Our next goal was to fight the Perforators, a Crimson modded boss that, if given the chance, would poison your steak dinner just because you asked for medium rare. It's so petty, it's so stupid, but whatever, it's petty as fuck. Medium rare is the best, I don't know what to tell you. But before that, I went ahead and used an instant elevator to get a new weapon upgrade in hell. So yeah, at this point of the playthrough, I'm feeling good. We're getting a new weapon, we're feeling good. We're gonna do some crazy DPS is what I was thinking. There is no way we're losing. I went ahead and gathered my obsidian and hellstone when all of a sudden, a goblin army. This was a blessing in disguise. I actually needed these guys to come. I wanted to get the Tinkerer's Workshop and rocket boots as soon as possible. And what better way to test out my new weapon on some live innocent samples. Infernal Chris, yes. How many can I make? Are these consumables? I'll make 700. What do they do? Oh, they do good damage. Spell strikes cause it to be inflamed, exploding on contact. So if I throw it like this, what does it do? Oh, as the goblins went back to their home, Ohio, I set up my pylon system. I didn't want to just rush this perforator fight because I knew that I was gonna win, so why bother? So I set up my arena and waited for the perforator cysts to spawn. When suddenly, the unexpected happened. What is this debuff? No, what is this debuff? No! I failed miserably. Okay, granted, I never fight the perfs. I usually fight the hive mind. Maybe I just didn't have the right accessories. So I went ahead and searched out for the Goblin Tinkerer, put on some rocket boots, found an anklet of wind to upgrade those boots to lightning boots, and made some mushroom houses to reforge my gear. This is not going to happen again because I've come prepared. It's not going to happen. Ow, it does so much damage, man. Ow, I ran into that myself. All right, I'm sorry. Nice. And then we're going to use our adrenaline on perforators. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, it's coming. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You seem perfectly content with just accepting the projectiles I'm throwing at you. Are you going to do anything about it? Are you going to make your kid upset at me or... Oh, it worked. Wait, I didn't have to kill the kids? Okay, there we go. A little better. That's good. It took a little more effort, a little more blood, sweat, and tears, but come on, Adrian. That's just the boss you're not used to. The rogue class is still good. Stop doubting it. With the defeat of the perforators, we got ourselves a new rogue weapon, which was a weird tooth ball. But now the ground is glittering with aerialite ore. This is going to give us the next upgrade to our armor, as well as weapons. At this point, things were looking higher than ever. A new armor set, some new cool weapons. Where could it go wrong? And that, my friends, is where everything went horribly wrong. So the first thing that went wrong is I kind of bombed the underworld Oppenheimer style. Oh, what does that mean, Adrian? So usually I make an obsidian double arena bridge bomb, which basically creates two long platforms for the entire underworld so you can fight the wall of flesh. And typically I do this on a vanilla playthrough because I don't want to build a wall of flesh arena, and it's just super simple. Well, I kind of forgot that this mod adds the brimstone crag biome, which is now a circumcised tree stump. So I decided to make the decision to move worlds. This process took a few hours, but after moving my storage system, placing down my pylons and my houses down, I was ready to get back on track. At least I expected to. I made my way to challenge the bone jiggler himself, Skeletron. I made myself a triple deluxe delicious arena with all of these delicious layers designed in a way that I will never die. Bam. Let's do this. Why he look like that? Wait, oh my gosh, he looks so scary. Oh my god, he's so fast. And I don't have a double jump. I'm stupid. Wait, what is that? Oh, TPs. Oh, that's a new attack. I don't know if I can do a revengeance, man. And I'm doing good so far. Oh, he TP'd. And he shot that. Maybe I should have waited for my stealth. Yeet. Why is there a sandstorm? Jesus! Jesus! No, I'm bleeding. Holy shit. Oh my god, that was so close. After I defeated Skeletron with relative ease, my confidence kind of came back. You know, the perforators kind of shook it. But after moving worlds, you know, I felt a little rattled on the rogue class. So now we head to the Abyss, a place underneath the sulfurous sea, filled with loot, more blind enemies, and a slight exposure to a potential claustrophobia problem. Kind of scared. I'm pretty sure these fish are blind. Yup. Nope. I'm getting everything but the rogue weapon. Oh, we're in the bottom layer now. We're in the... Is this the second layer? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I don't belong here. After the burglary at the Abyss, I went with the moral obligation to go ahead and clean up my houses. I added some fences so that, you know, well, my base doesn't look like absolute turtle crap. See, Mom? I can take care of my living space. After this quick intermission of building, it was time for the last calamity boss of pre-hard mode. That's right. The period blood clump and the gonorrhea combo wombo deal. The slime god. I went ahead and made myself a smooth, buttered up single platform. You see, the strategy for these guys is to run in a straight line. And well, with the rogue class, this fight was honestly cake. Like, I really mean it. seen it. It was so easy. There we go. Holy moly. What is that damage? Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I was booming, and I was joking. Just try to move horizontally and just dodge. Technically, that's every single boss, but sometimes it's a little bit more true than others. Slime God has 2 bodies, corporal bodies, but this is the main one, and you can't damage it until you beat the other ones. I don't even think I'm using my vocabulary right. With Rage combined does a lot of damage. There's so many projectiles, and they do 60 damage. 1 hit, and we might die. 2 hits, and we might die. 1 more. Oh, we did it. Nice!
What did I say? It's roguing time, baby.
This sealed my faith in the rogue class at this very moment. At the beginning of this run, I was worried that the calamity bosses would throw me for a loop, but I was wrong right now. If the slime god can't stop me, then who will? I used the gel to make static gel armor and a new rogue weapon called the Enchanted Axe, which, by the way, is crazy. And with this insane weapon, I began building a platform for the Wall of Flesh. And then the impossible happened. I died. Okay, well, that's not that unbelievable, but to me in the moment it was. I had a new armor set. A new weapon. How is this possible? It couldn't be my lack of skill using this new modded class that I have no experience using. There's just no way. I kept failing, and even after using a new assortment of weapons, it just wouldn't work. And so I went back to the drawing board. I got some ice skates to make frost spark boots. I bought a lava charm to upgrade that to terra spark boots, and then I made my battle cry, which, if you didn't know, manipulates spawn rates and made farming demon eyes a little bit easier. Oh, Adrian, why are you farming demon eyes? Well, I wanted to get black lenses in order to craft the mirage mirror accessory, as you can see here. I then went to the bandit NPC that sells rogue items and actually bought 3 new weapons. But still, it wasn't enough. Why is it so hard to kill? What's going on? Is it me? No, it can't be. It can't possibly me. So I just kept trying. But I couldn't! Until finally, I got the run. These things home. Bro, it does 100 damage. No. We're so close. Yes! It's just too easy. This is where our journey finally begins. At least that's what I like to say to be dramatic, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Holy shit, what? Sunken Sea trembles, toxic downpour, cobalt palladium, star fall from the heavens, ancient spirits of light and dark. Yeah, sounds about right. You see that wall of flesh fight? Kind of hard. You know what? It's not me. No, it can't be me. I've been killing some really hard bosses on eternity mode recently. Maybe it's just a rogue class. Maybe it's not as good as I thought. Anyway, I went ahead into the astral infection biome. You see, there's something different in Calamity. Once you get into hard mode, you actually only get 1 tier of hard mode ore after you kill a mech boss. So right now we only have cobalt and palladium, but we don't have access to mithril, which means we don't have access to wings, and so on and so forth. But this honestly didn't really bother me because our first rogue armor set actually came from the astral infection itself. Titan Heart Armor. Tell me that shit doesn't sound sick. It took a while to farm for these materials, but after killing enough astral enemies, we crafted this succulent suit of linen armor. Okay, maybe not linen, maybe space linen.
New armor set. Bing, bang, bong.
I look like Buzz Lightyear. 61 defense to 80 defense. We have 100 stealth now. Stealth strikes deal double knockback and cost an astral explosion. So now the first order of business was a modded boss. Cryogen, you might have heard of him. It's an ice cube that not even homeostasis could beat. This guy was cold. Real cold. He gathered some souls of night, light, and essences of Eleo to craft its spawner. I also took some of my spare time to farm the giant clam in order to gather some mollusk husks and crafted some 2 new weapons. Delicious. I then tried to craft some wings, but then I completely forgot that I can't make it. So yeah, I just walked back home, but it's okay. It's okay because cryogen can't be that hard, right? Wow, okay, that's not a lot of damage. Okay, maybe some warmth potions. You know, warmth potions will do the trick. Wow. Oh, okay. Not cool. All right, maybe a new weapon. Maybe the blazing star that I crafted after farming in the brimstone biome for 20 minutes. That should definitely do the trick. Wow. Oh, okay. It didn't work. Maybe the amalgam brain accessory. Maybe that'll... Oh, it didn't work either. Okay. You know what? I'm done playing around. There's another blizzard? This guy's insane! How am I supposed to see the local economy if everything's in the red? in both phases. Oh, he can teleport. Yeah, that's cool. Add that to the list of fucking superpowers. Intensely what? Here we go. I killed this fat fuck! I did it first try. Too easy. Thank you. Okay, jokes aside, that was a little hard. But I'm not gonna lie, I think it's just the rogue class acting up. Like, come on! We're in the start of hard mode. We're a little weak. We're not gonna have all the best rogue accessories. Now you might be asking yourself, Adrian, why did you farm this ice cube if he's technically an optional boss? Well, you see, Cryogen actually lets you craft a unique rogue weapon if you get all of its drops. So I went ahead and bought some treasure bags because I do not want to fight this guy like 20 times. And I crafted this new item. It's called the Kelvin Catalyst. And spoiler alert, just like the sushi lunch that I just had during my lunch break. It was kind of mid. I'm probably not using it right, but it was kind of mid. With that taken care of, we could finally start challenging the mechanical bosses. Obviously, my first choice is going to be the Destroyer. But before that, I went ahead and bought the Counter Scar from Chippy himself to replace my Shield of Cthulhu. I then crafted the mechanical worm spawner and died to that mouth. I can't really complain, huh? I messed around a few times, but I definitely knew that I could kill the Destroyer. I definitely wasn't blaming the rogue class that I wasn't killing it, but I definitely knew I could cheese it. And oh, let me just tell you, I definitely did. You see this weapon here? Apparently stealth strikes with it infinitely pierce. Maybe this won't work, but if I could just do a little... Oh my god. Using the power of stealth, for the first time, we completely changed how we used a rogue weapon and absolutely destroyed the Destroyer. Ironic. So now we had access to Mithril, which means we can make a ton of other stuff. I crafted a new rogue accessory called the Electrician's Glove, and then crafted the Cosmolite, which grants us the ability to control the day and night cycle. We also then went ahead into the Brimstone biome. Remember the one that I accidentally Oppenheimered in the last world? In order to mine something called Infernal Suvite? Suvite? It sounds fancy, but I just put it in a blender. It doesn't matter. I then put it in a mold and I crafted a new accessory. Feeling confident in my abilities and my newly found use of stealth, I headed over to the Sulfurous Sea to fight the Aquatic Scourge. Scourge. I gotta stop saying that. This was gonna be another worm enemy that I was positive was gonna be a victim to my stealth penetration. Wait, that sounds kind of weird. Wait, can we rewrite the script? I built myself a relatively simple arena, and sooner or later, he was down for the count. Like, actually, it was just easy. My confidence was soaring to new heights. Stealth was amazing. The rogue class felt unstoppable. I knew it wasn't my skill. I knew it was just the rogue class. I did the acid rain event that took place right after, and I also did the pirate invasion. At this point, I felt powerful. Potent. Dominant. I took this power and I dove headfirst into the second mechanical boss fight, the twins. This pair of bratty, moody eyeballs used to be on the top of my "I'm blocking you as soon as possible when I graduate high school" list. But now, I can't wait to see them at the annual reunion. I won't lie, it did take me a few tries, but after getting a new accessory from our dear old aquatic pocket pussy, I hammered the twins both to the ground, took my rogue-encrusted palms, and danced on their corpse as I killed both of them with no remorse. That's what you get for torturing me throughout middle school. I guess puberty should have hit you harder than my stepfather did. Finally, we had access to every hard mode ore, and quickly gathered titanium in order to get something called cryonic ore. Oh, well, what's that? Why not titanium armor? Oh, well, it's just some juicy, delicious, blue and purple Walter White infused ingots to craft something called Daedalus armor.
Legs, titties, and the mask.
5 more stealth. Rogue projectiles throw out crystal shards as they travel. Crystal piercers will make 1,000 of them. Starlight wings. Oh, hell yeah. I set up some brimstone houses for a pylon there and began building another arena in order to fight the beautiful lady herself, the Brimstone Elemental. Yep, we're gonna take a little detour. We're gonna talk to a woman before we fight Skeletron Prime. I know, it's kind of crazy. But the thing is, I thought that this would be an easy detour for the rogue class. But shockingly, I was wrong. No, I jumped into it. Oh, come on. No! No! I died multiple times, and I genuinely couldn't believe it. Here it was, the rogue class, failing me to such a high degree that I felt like Icarus falling down as his wings melted. But instead of wings, it was my self-confidence. I'm sure at this point of the playthrough, you understand that I've been scrapping the rogue class away. I've been saying that it's the reason why we keep dying. But I'm positive now that it was me this time. This female boss had charms like no other, and surely I was being affected. I had nobody else to blame but myself. At least for this boss. But attempt after attempt, grit and sweat, we finally defeated the Brimstone Elemental, and we got our sexy reward from all of it. Absolutely nothing. No loot, no ego boost, nothing. Just cold, empty sweat and a piece of text saying we did it. What a sign of what is to come. So I went ahead and summoned up our last mechanical boss, Skeletron Prime. I knew that we weren't going to have a lot of trouble with it, and I was right. It was an absolute cakewalk. At this point, I understood that the rogue class was just amazing. We were doing really good DPS, but I just had to not suck. That's it. So with all of the mechanical bosses done, Plantera waiting, and a bunch of new weapons to make, I got ready for the next phase of the game. Super excited and super duper duper, oh my god, these weapons suck. This was pretty fire though. Now before fighting Plantera, well, we needed to fight the Calamitous clone. It's a precursor to the end game, and so I gathered some chlorophyte bars and ran into the Queen Bee. Sorry. I then crafted something called Terror Talons, which is the equivalent to the vanilla cookie in my turkey cheese cracker Lunchable, because I'm never eating it and I threw it away. I was a little skeptical going into the Calamitous fight, and it was pretty well warranted. The fight took a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I was very not not used to dodging it. But alas, I knew that the rogue class was good. I knew that it was just me this time. There was some grit, some more sweat. We won. Yes! And thus, it was another good day for the rogue class until disaster struck. I ran into the jungle to find a Plantera bowl, and well, we died. On top of that, we barely did any damage. That is a huge fucking problem. So let's take a step back. Is it me or is it the rogue class? Well, let's first get all of the gear that we can get right now. The first thing we can do is get a bunch of new weapons and materials during a solar eclipse after we defeat the Calamitous clone. The problem is we just can't really wait one out. It'll just take too long. So if you find the lizard temple, hoik in, get enough solar tablet fragments to make a tablet, you skip the entire waiting process. I grinded the enemies for a brand new material. Solar Veils. This gives us access to some succulent, fresh, out of the dryer, Umbraphile armor and weapons. So, like a well-dressed 6th grader ready for picture day, I stormed into the library, looked at the photographer, smiled, and cried. That was the ugliest smile of my life, and I died to Plantera again. But there was hope. The damage, it was significantly higher, and made my confidence inspired. I knew that my rogue class setup was good. It was just gonna take a little bit of time. And well, time I took indeed, because after several mind-numbing, titty-twisting tries, we finally took down Plantera. Now, Adrian, you've prefaced this with a disaster warning. Was that just for Plantera? Did you really just foretell us a warning from the future of danger only for it to be Plantera? No, you couldn't be more wrong. Just like a tsunami has several warnings, Plantera was simply the ocean water pulling back and removing the small little baby waves before the storm. The true waves were about to come crashing down. But before that, I was happily dozing off in my own La La Land. I gathered some light and dark shards from the desert in order to craft a new rogue weapon, the Terra Disc. I also gathered some new ore for some wing upgrades called Perennial Ore into some Aureate wings. Pretty cool. And then my La La Land disappeared, and the waves of reality suddenly crashed, smashing my hopes and dreams into a million pieces and being absolutely snorted by the crackhead that is the Golem. Why, what the fuck is that? I, for the love of Jesus and God himself, could not defeat Golem. Why Golem? Why this boss? Why, out of every boss, this boss? Was my arena too small? Was my DPS not enough? What is going on? Okay, calm down. Let's breathe in. You know what? Let's try a different boss. Let's do Leviathan and Anahita. I've done these guys several times before. I should get this down on the beat. Okay, something is wrong. And like I said before, I'm pretty sure it's me. I admitted it before, but maybe the rogue class isn't bad at all. I think it truly is just me. I tried again and again and again. I knew my DPS was solid, but I just couldn't beat it. I just couldn't do it. But after enough deaths, it just clicked. It just clicked. Oh my. Oh. Just keep killing the small little rats. Oh, he's so fast! No! Come on, so close! Yes! 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 That took so long for no reason. That was a hard ass fight, and that is supposed to be my temporary detour from Golem. Okay, so maybe I just needed more practice and maybe a new loadout. So I switched all of my accessory prefixes to silent, a new modded prefix which prioritizes stealth regeneration in order to consistently and quickly pump out hard ass stealth strikes. I took this test for the awesome Arius boss. Once again, I took another detour and just went ham bone on this guy. I wasn't expecting anything good from the fight. I definitely didn't think I was ready for Golem though. Please. Yes! After the fight, I knew that I still needed to get an optimal rogue class loadout, so the only thing I needed to do was just keep trying. I knew that my skill was the only deciding factor in this fight, but just in case, I explored the Abyss one more time for the Ink Bomb accessory to craft a new rogue accessory called the Abyssal Mirror. But then for a contingency plan, I needed one more final piece to the puzzle, a game changer, something called a dust storm in a bottle. Not a sandstorm, a dust storm. I farmed for the sand shark to spawn in the desert. It's a very quick and easy mini boss that would allow us to craft this new weapon, and boy was it a complete game changer, because this made me realize that I was dog shit. Yeah, it had to be at this point. I made a new weapon, I had a new arena, I got full life roots, I even farmed for Mothron wings to fly better. I even got a new astral weapon, and it took try after try after try after try. It wasn't the rogue class at this point, it was me. It was all Adrian and no rogue that was losing this fight. This was the defining moment that I knew that this class truly didn't suck. I did. But with that in mind, I actually was enlightened because I kept going with a new motivation in mind. That the only thing holding me back from everything that I ever wanted was myself. And finally, with just a hint of luck, I finally beat the Golem. I'm so good at this game. That took forever. Now, I wasn't going to make the same mistake again with assuming the rogue class is bad, so I had to make sure I was prepared. I had access to mining scoria ore in the Abyss now. This can create an armor set called hydrothermic armor. I made some of these delicious armaments, made some new weapons called the Fantasy Talisman and Subduction Slicer, and hesitatingly went towards my next challenge, Duke Fishron, a name that sends chills down my spine. This boss is one of the hardest vanilla boss fights for me, and I was absolutely terrified that he was going to shove his fish into my Duke. And that's exactly what he did. We do negligible damage. I thought these weapons were good, man. What the hell? I decided that I would postpone this fight again because I needed a better weapon. And oh my god, did this decision tickle my nuts and chained him to a 2,000-pound hippo because please, oh god, I did not want to fight this next boss. The alternative route that I was going to take is defeating the Ravager, aka another golem-like AI boss that would curb stomp me to the ground for many attempts. You thought I had trouble with Golem? Well, remember the tsunami that I mentioned before with Plantera being a little wave? Well, Golem was the tide, and now the Ravager is the city eradicating tsunami. I genuinely could not handle the amount of deaths that I had anymore, so I decided to take another route, the road not taken. I had to do something different, so I turned to the Plague Bringer Goliath, a boss that I planned on skipping, but I realized it actually could be completely game-changing. You see, the Goliath was like a harder queen bee, and with that, it also dropped something akin to bee nades. Something similar to what I would call plague bee nades. And well, that's exactly my plan. The Goliath wasn't that hard. I fought this boss a lot of times and I have a pretty decent grasp of the Queen Bee's AI, so this fight was relatively easy. After defeating the Goliath, I farmed the Queen Bee to get the base bee nades made for these Plague Bringer grenades, and holy mother of God, these things were hitting harder than an alcoholic abusive stepfather. Don't get me wrong, I was still struggling with the Ravager, but this DPS, oh, this DPS, I could get used to this. In fact, let's use this on the original reason why I even wanted to fight the Ravager. Let's go Duke the Duke himself. Yes! Oh my god! Wow, that was amazing. What is this damage? I felt good. I felt great. I felt my confidence soaring back up with the rogue class. I felt that no matter what now, as long as I kept trying, I could do anything. And so I fixed my arena and I kept trying for the Ravager. I tried and tried and tried again, inching closer and closer to the light at the end of the tunnel. Except that light seemed like it was getting further and further away. I felt like a broken man, but I knew that if I kept trying, I could do it. Get out of the way, rock pillar. Ah! Fuck you. Fuck your kids. Fuck your kid's wife. We did it. That felt amazing. The dopamine, the serotonin. Oh, I'm getting excited. Now, I knew now that I might not be able to defeat a boss on the first try. But at this point of the playthrough, I knew that it wasn't the rogue class that was going to hold me back anymore. But rather, the rogue class was going to let me soar through the skies. And it was up to me to flatten my wings. Now, before we move on to the vanilla endgame with the inception of the lunar events, we had a few bosses to tidy up. First things first, Astrum Deus, the final calamity hard mode boss, was waiting for us in the astral infection. And this was exciting. Why? Well, it was a worm boss, and penetrating is something we are extraordinarily good at. Can I get my adrenaline in time? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, he's splitting. So traumatizing, I put them through a divorce. Die. It's gonna die soon. It's gonna die soon. If I target it, it's gonna die soon. Die. Come on. Yes! Well, that was nice. Oh, we got fragments. Did we get all of them? We did. Yep. It was just too easy. The rogue class is just too good right now. We're kind of at the point of the run where the rogue class was succulent. The damage, the options for stealth strikes, we could do it all. So I went ahead up and summoned my favorite, the Empress of Light. And wow, this fight was nothing. One of the scariest bosses in vanilla Terraria, reduced to complete atoms. Please? Yeah. It was so easy. And don't even get me started on the lunatic cultist. I thought that this phase right here with this little bubble, thought it was his first phase, but no. We killed it first try on accident. And thus, we made a new accessory and a new weapon. Dark God's Sheath. Mobile stealth generation accelerates while not attacking. Stealth only 50% of max stealth, 6% rogue, 6% more increase. Yo, sounds good. Shards of Antumbra. How many did I make? I made 150. Ooh la la. We, my friends, were on a roll. I began progressing through the lunar event and began crafting some of the newest weapons using the fragments. It's so slow. Does it home? The Radiant Star. What does this do? Holy crap. And finally, the final boss of vanilla Terraria, my dear old sweet titty-sucking Moonlord, was easily taken down. There we go. What a long fight. Profaned flames blaze fiercely. Cosmic terrors are watching. Shrieks echo from the dungeon. A cold and dark energy has materialized in space. We were finally done with the base Terraria game, and we started on our trek to the true test of the rogue class. The calamity endgame would finally soon start. I mined some luminite meteors in the sky and crafted our lunar rogue armor set, one of my favorite armor sets in this entire mod, the Empyrean armor and Exodus wing set. Just look at this edgy beauty. It's just marvelous. Let's just take a moment to bask in this glory, the glory of becoming a rogue master one day. But we weren't done yet, of course. We still had another third of our journey to go through, and this journey was about to get much more tumultuous. If anything, this was the start of the hardest bosses of the game. I crafted one more rogue accessory called the Moonstone Crown and began making my preparations for the true test of the rogue class, Providence and the Guardians. If you didn't know, in my 100 Days of Calamity video, this boss took the absolute life out of me. Providence took my wildest dreams, cooked it to medium rare, which I love, and then proceeded to put it in a blender for me and watched me as I salivated with a hungry stomach. I was starving, feeding for victory, but I could never achieve it. But now with the rogue class, I had to experience it all over again. We first challenged the Providence Guardians, the meatballs of fear. I mean, these little guys were potent, filled with malicious intent. I made their spawn item after farming some unholy essences and died after time and time again. And let me just remind you guys, these were just a taste of the main course. And golly, was I already sick of these things. Swedish meatballs are my favorite thing to buy at IKEA. And here I am considering to go vegan after this fight. It was brutal. It was rough. God, it was sweaty. Oh, why did I stand still? Why did he go all the way down? But finally, after multiple attempts, I pulled through. Oh, we're not in the arena. Oh, there's a lot of projectiles. Ow. Please, yes! But, like I said earlier, the first true test was coming, and it was going to come rapidly flying at me at 95 miles per hour on a snowy night. I hate you, Robert Frost. It's time for the first major hurdle in the endgame, my dear old Providence. Let me remind you of my position in this game right now. Right now we're using the rogue class, and we just enlightened ourselves with the idea that, yes, this class is amazing, but my lack of skill was finally catching up. I can't see anything! Dude, I have to like get hit by nothing. If I get hit twice in a row, I'm dead. Oh my fucking, look, and I'm dead. You take like 3 hits and you're dead. But there has to be something more to this. So something more to this class. Because, oh my fucking god, am I dying so much? Take what you want from me, but please don't take away my confidence in this class. I would literally die in 2 to 3 hits. I was a fly being crushed by not a fly swatter, but by a fly SWAT team dedicated to my every single move. I would take a step back, reassess my strategy, and reassess my ego. Because right now, I just can't. I can't keep running blind and hoping that something would change, because that's exactly what I kept doing. I needed a new accessory for attack speed, and so I took a quick detour and fought up to Dragon Folly, an alternative route in endgame. This fight was not bad. It took multiple tries, yes, but it was not as intimidating as Providence. We then brought some new potions to the fight, used Iker, and expanded our arena. And hope did indeed came back, but my ego sunk further and further. So now the question is, how much further can I handle this agony? But then one moment, it clicked. Everything clicked, and this fight flowed through me like none other. Every move just made sense. And like a train to a train track, I flowed perfectly, calmly, chugging my chugga chugga choo choo down Providence's ashy road. Maybe if I could see my screen without a... Don't give up on me now. Don't give up on me now. Oh, please. The cock. The cock. The penis. Please. Just die. Yes. Eat my dick. Yes. We have done it. With the death of Providence, something in me lit up. Something called hope. Hope that with the rogue class, we can achieve great things. And, well, that was true. Because the next boss was the Devourer of Gods and his servants. The first servant I challenged was none other than Stormweaver. A worm like none other. A worm faster than light itself. And I died to it. Simple like that. Not blaming the rogue class. It's just the end game at this point. Everything was going to be dangerous, and everything was going to be harder. I crafted the blood-soaked crusher weapon in hopes of better DPS, but nothing worked except for the stealth strike. Yeah, this stealth came back. Stealth was insane in the late game, and we were going to abuse the heck out of it until finally we defeated the Stormweaver. Yes! On this flurry dopamine high, we challenged the second servant, Cygnus, and to my surprise, we crushed them first try. Euphoric, beautiful, amazing, breathtaking. But then, there was a problem. The Ceaseless Void, which is a boss in a cramped space with weird AI and weak piercing potential, which is why I've been using stealth this entire time, would face slam me into the dungeon wall for the next several hours. I don't know why, but this boss was so infuriating. Perhaps it was just the arena. Perhaps it's also the fact that he's a loud TV static jumbotron that would not sit down and just die. But with enough tries, I did it.
Oh, is this his final phase?
Oh, I'm so good. And now here we are at our next pit stop. Where are we, you may ask? Well, we're about to fight an intergalactic cosmic worm that devours souls for breakfast. I just wanted to go to Denny's, man. We summoned the Devourer of Gods, and we realized that we are but a small part of the larger galaxy to larger, deadlier, slimier creatures. We die multiple times. What in the actual fuck? We couldn't do it. And so we made way to a small break in the dungeon. I took it upon myself to play with an Ouija board and went straight to the dungeon to fight Poltergeist, aka Plantera's angry ghost. She was pissed, actually. Pretty annoyed that I killed her and didn't convert to veganism, so I took it upon myself to summon her back up, remind her of my love for medium rare steaks, and send her back to the grave with a solemn farewell. This fight was relatively easy. It's simply compiled of 2 strategies. When paired with the rogue class, it was quite wonderful. It's called run and shoot. Now, with the death of Poltergeist, we were able to get some new delicious rogue upgrades that would hopefully help with the Devourer of Gods fight, including the Blood Flare armor, as well as a sexy new weapon which required the Abyssal diving suit to procure the resources for. We used this suit to fight the Reaver Shark and crafted some delicious weapons. But unsurprisingly, this new weapon and armor actually just wasn't cutting it. This was a god we were starting to fight. So I began by constructing a new solution to a problem that we could not solve. Took inspiration from my beautiful capitalistic country, America. That's right, baby. We are making nukes. That's right. We're making nukes. I began by exploring the underground labs to construct a supercomputer with the instructions to make this weapon. Lab after lab did I have to go to find this information. To build this codebreaker computer, I volunteered myself to Oppenheimer God. With the computer deciphering everything that I needed, I finally was able to craft this thing. This weapon. This thing had a stealth strike capable of leveling a first world country at a simple oops, the soap slipped.
Oh my god!
But still, it was not enough. And so I farmed for the Rod of Discord and upgraded to the Normality Relocator. Now, with a nuke in hand with teleportation abilities, I had the ability to do titty groping damage to the fucking moon. I was delighted, and we continued on in this fight. Death after death, inch by inch, we got closer to killing this god. Oh my god. Yes! Oh my god. Oh my god. With the death of the Devourer of Gods, we had access to a plethora of new delectable toys for our rogue class. But of these things we needed to do first, we actually needed to complete the Frost, Pumpkin, and Solar Eclipse events. These would drop new materials, but after we got all of them, the first thing we made was the Godslayer armor set. Next, we've made the Asgardian Aegis, a belligerent, delicious shield. And then we made the Nanotech, the Eclipse Mirror, and a Locket, which would all bolster our rogue abilities. Our level 150 rogue was now about to challenge Yarn. Oh, shit. Oh! Bruh. Okay, we're a little squishy, so I went ahead and crafted the Rampart of Deities, which, if you didn't know, is like an immunity shield with Philosopher's Stone, so it makes you last longer. And after multiple tries, believe it or not, we actually defeated the Jungle Dragon, Yarn himself. He died. Oh, I pressed it! More DPS, what am I doing? More DPS. No. Stop spamming that attack! Come on, guys! Is that it? Oh, too good, too easy, too fast, too gnarly. And now, here we are, everyone. We are now in the final stretch. The biggest challenges are left. Supreme Calamitous and the Exomex. And also the Adult Eidolon Worm. But we're not going to talk about them. Now we had access to Auric Ore, one of the materials to craft the final armors for the Rogue class. We went mining for Auric Ore, which for some reason does this now. Ow, why does it fight back? So they added that it has an attitude more annoying than my middle school English teacher. What the hell? It's okay. We crafted some Auric bars, and then we made our first insane looking rogue weapon thus far, the Seraphim. We then crafted an armor set with a built-in titty milk injector, one of the most essential things that we would need for the endgame. Auric Tesla armor for the rogue class. Now, before trying any of the bosses, I killed the Providence and the Hollow in order to complete the crafting tree to get the Celestial Tracers. And now, we started with our dear old Supreme Calamitous. Now, we did well on our first try. I'm not expecting to beat it immediately. It wasn't bad. But after a few more tries, I realized that we weren't really getting anywhere. So I had a change in plans. I went ahead and completed the Codebreaker supercomputer in order to try out the alternative route. I've only completed this boss with Waffle Time in his Calamity run, but I've never done it alone, and I've never done it in Master Mode. And wow, this fight was overwhelming. How the fuck do you do this? I went ahead and got some Yaren rogue weapons to change up the pace of this fight, but still to no avail. I changed my arena with some buff stations, switched to a Queen Slime mount, but I still kept dying to both of the fights. I even crafted the final fruits to max out my HP, everything that I could possibly muster, but nothing. Death and death was all that awaited me. Everything led up to this moment. Every hardship, every rogue weapon. And once we kill one of these bosses, the other will be substantially easier. We just need one kill. Just one. Whatever boss it would be, I'm not sure, but it has to be one of them soon. And then, after a few days in real life, I finally did it.
My dick!
I beat the Exomex with the Rogue class. All me. I then crafted the Drayden's Forge and I made some new sexy weapons. And then paired with the Exo Chair, we fought the last boss, Supreme Calamities. Finally, we did it. Endgame with the Rogue class. But the journey's not over yet. Let's go ahead and gear up in order to defeat the Adult Eidolon Worm, aka the Primordial Worm. I went ahead and first crafted the Nano Black Reaper, and then I went to Supreme Calamitous herself to upgrade my community to the Shattered Community. This would give us a permanent rage upgrade that would help trigger insane amounts of damage. And believe it or not, we completely destroyed the worm. Let's try it out. Please stop throwing me across the room like a pancake. Ow. Oh my god, it does so much damage. Die. I'm a potato. Please leave me alone. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is this? Ah! Kill it, kill it, kill it. Yes! It was just too easy. That was way easier than I thought. Wow, what the fuck? There was now one left remaining. One more weapon and one more challenge. I crafted the best rogue weapon in the game, the Scarlet Devil. This weapon had insane damage, and on top of that, a life strike stealth strike. I used this weapon to do the hardest challenge in the game. I used the Terminus item and summoned the boss rush. Now it was time to challenge every single boss in a row and prove myself that I've mastered the rogue class. What the fuck? Alright, dead. Eater Worlds, Celestin. Oh no! The lag. Great Cthulhu. I need homing. So I got homing, I got crazy penetration, and I don't even know what else I got. I just got power. Dunzo. Perforators. Dunzo. Dunzo. Queen bee. Dunzo. Deer clubs. Dunzo. Skeletron. Dunzone! Oh, Brimstone Elemental, kind of a problem. Dunzone! Skeleton Prime? I'm like nuking him, dude. Dunzone! Alright, there we go. Plantera? The nuke is insane! Plantera dead. Persistent are you? You have some prosperity. Dead. Ashramarius at that DPS. Oh, Golem. All this time, the things you've done to me. It's not forgotten. Not forgotten at all. You'll pay. You'll all pay. There we go. Hey, Bear. Hey, Brad. Alright, this phase, I'm gonna need a little bit of homing to help me out here. Oh, Ravager, I hate you so much. I hate you with a passion. You're the worst thing this playthrough's ever had. Oh my god, and you still do so much damage. Oh my god, you do so much damage. There we go. Lunatic Cultist, huh? Oh, shit. Took one. Astrum Arius. I mean, Astrum Deus. Ooh, that damage. Everywhere. Oh, I hate you guys. They're dead. God, I gotta fight Yaren! No! No! Oh, I killed him. Bitch. Oh, no! It's so laggy, bro. Did we do it? Did we do it? Ah ha ha! We did it! We did it. There it is, folks. That is the rogue class from the Calamity mod. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys also enjoyed this footage of me just casually enjoying a Slaughterfest at the Frostmoon event. But yeah, and I hope I've inspired you to try out the rogue class yourself. And yeah, I guess I mastered the rogue class, right? Right? Right?